Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Dumpster, where it's a review of the movie Steel. Man, Metal, Hero. Okay. Well, of course, this one is about a man named John Henry Irons, who served in the military as a weapons designer, until somebody who was in the military with him, named Nathaniel Burke, decided to try to take his thunder away one day by showing off this new laser that John designed, and well, it backfires and it winds up crippling John's good friend Sparky. And after that, of course, John decides, no, you know what, I'm just going to retire and say screw all this stuff, and he's very upset over what happened, over the accident of his friend, and he's quite upset over Burke and what he did. So Burke, of course, becomes what else? A bad guy in the movie. And then John and Sparky go back to John's hometown, and he sees that what else? It's filled with all kinds of bad stuff happening, all kinds of terrible things happening. So John decides he's going to become a superhero, vigilante, and he does, and he tries to clean up his hometown, everything like that. And of course, at one point, he gets arrested for, I guess, what was it? I think he did something wrong or some crap. I don't know. Anyway, so long story short, Steel eventually becomes a hero. He's gonna get, he's asked to come back to the military. He says no friggin' way, and Sparky winds up being able to invent something to where she can walk again. Burke's defeated. Actually, he's killed while he's trying to do an auction to sell off a bunch of stuff. That of course, like I said, he's just a bad guy, so he takes pretty much everything John made and tries to sell it as weapons of mass destruction, I guess you could kind of sort of say. Alrighty, so there you guys have it. The movie starred Shaquille O'Neal, Richard Roundtree, and Judd Nelson. It was on a budget of $16 million, and it made $1.7 million. Ouch! So I guess the big question now is, that needs to be answered, does this movie belong or deserve to be put into a dumpster? And the answer is yeah. Although I will admit, okay, Steel, not quite as bad as Catwoman. But this movie, I never really got a chance to read the Steel comics, but it seems like one of the biggest complaints about this movie is that it is way different than the comic book series. And I think a lot of people thought that the movie had a lot of really bad acting and predictable moments, and probably mostly overall, again, but the biggest complaint was it was nothing like the comic book series. Personally, with Shaquille O'Neal's track record in movies, I don't know if I would have put him in this movie. If it were up to me, I probably would have put Michael Clark Duncan in it, because let's face it, Shaquille O'Neal's not a great actor. Kazam bombed, and this movie, I think this movie bombed bigger than Kazam did. Not really a great movie. Again, it's another one of those DC comics that for some reason somebody must have wanted to rewrite the screenplay completely, and of course, as we know, Steel was supposed to be sort of a kind of a spin-off somewhat of Superman, but there was no mention of that in this movie. Apparently, Steel kind of made himself a suit after everything that had happened, and to kind of clean up his neighborhood and everything like that. So, pretty bad movie. Missed a lot of points. Missed a lot of stuff. And this was supposed to be Judd Nelson's big comeback movie, because he made a lot of bombs and he was on TV show for several years, and he left that show. And basically said, I'm going to get back into movies, and this was the first movie he got into, and it hit pretty bad. I mean, it sunk. It went. It's a pretty bad movie. But again, there are worse DC comic movies out there. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you think this one was as bad as Catwoman, worse than Catwoman? Do you think this was the worst DC comic movie ever made? Love to hear from you guys. But there you guys have it. A review of Steel. Wow. And if you want to, let me know in the comments below who you would have played in this role. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. That's gonna do it for this one. So until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.